Close your eyes. Feel the sitting bones settle into the mat. Now you might be sitting on a blanket or two blankets or a block or a pillow. Sometimes that's more comfortable when the hips are raised up a little bit. Let the crown of the head raise up toward the ceiling. Straighten the spine. Let the arms come to the knees or the thighs. Let the shoulders go up, back, and down. Focus on the breath. Now, as you're sitting here, keeping the spine long, relaxing the body, focusing on your breath. Note if there are any muscles that are tight. If there are, see if you can intentionally loosen those while keeping the spine straight. Open your eyes. Today's class will be a mostly gentle flow. We'll move through a number of different positions as we always do. We'll move through some positions at the beginning of class and we'll repeat those at the end. One of the reasons we'll do that is simply because they're helpful positions or good positions to move through. But a second will be to give you an opportunity to compare how you feel near the end of class moving through a similar position or same position as to what you moved through at the beginning. We're going to begin with a breathing exercise. And you can close your eyes for this if you'd like. I want you to breathe in through the nose deeply, filling the belly and the chest, letting the lungs inflate. And then I want you to exhale slowly as you can, and completely emptying the body of all the breath. And if it's not too uncomfortable, pause for a second or two at the bottom of the exhale before you begin to inhale again. So deep, complete inhale. Exhale very slowly. Continue that pattern. Try and make sure those exhales are complete. Take one more breath like that. Deep inhale, slow, complete exhale. And then after that exhale, you can return to your normal breathing. If your eyes are closed, you can open those. Extend your arms out long. We're going to begin to do a little joint warm up here. So let's open and close the fingers to start. Squeeze them tight, stretch them out far. Big stretch, big contraction. Then make some light fists, not too tight, and begin to rotate the wrists. Change the direction of the rotation. Come to stillness. I'm going to take my left hand and pull the fingers of my right hand back, stretching the underside of the forearm. And then I'll press the fingers down, stretching the top of the forearm. Other side. Right hand pulls back the fingers of the left hand, stretching the underside of the forearm. And then we pull the fingers down and back, keeping the arms straight, stretching the top of the wrist. Now extend both arms, palms face. Let's begin to bend and straighten our elbows. And we'll come to stillness. Bring the hands back down to the lap or to the knees. Let's do a little neck stretches here. Let the chin drop to the chest. Then let the right ear go to the right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear to right shoulder. Chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Now this time, chin to chest, right ear to right shoulder, and then if it's not uncomfortable, continue letting the head go back and around over to the left side, left ear to left shoulder, and continue letting the neck and head make that circular motion. If you hear a little crackling in the neck, that's probably a good sign. It probably means that there's some fluid moving into the joints to help lubricate. When the chin gets down to the chest the next time, stop and reverse your direction. And when the chin gets down to the chest the next time, simply stop and look up straight ahead. We're going to go through some movements here that will have some similarities to them, but these movements are designed to primarily to begin to loosen the shoulders. And so the muscles that we want to stretch and strengthen will include upper arm muscles like the triceps, our tops of our shoulder muscles, and muscles across the back, along the shoulders and under the neck. We'll begin with something simple. Bring the hands together at heart center. Now on an inhale, we're going to let our breath guide us here. On an inhale, we're going to raise those hands straight up. And on our exhale, we'll bring them back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now, if you're stretching really good when you get up here, you may find the backs of the shoulders pulling. That's what we want. Back up, down, and one more time, hands go up and down. Now, let's send the arms up again. This time we're going to hold them here, but we're going to bend forward at the waist, coming down so that the arms are kind of parallel to the floor. We'll pause, and on our inhale, we'll come back up. Exhale, we'll fold forward till the arms are more or less parallel to the floor. inhale, and we come back up. Now you'll note that we're doing this slowly and intentionally. Exhale down, and that's the goal. And one more time, arms are going to come down as we fold at the waist. Arms become parallel to the floor. And then on our inhale, we rise back up. Now, send the arms out straight and interlace the fingers. As the hands go up in the air this time, let the gaze follow the hands. And when the hands get up to the top, flip them so the palms are facing the ceiling. Now we're going to do our forward fold on our exhale, and we're going to flip the hands back around so the backs of the hands face the computer screen. We're going to rise back up, flip the hands so the palms face the ceiling, and back down. Palms now face the torso. On our inhale, we rise back up, palms flip. And we come back down, turning the hands back to the comfortable position. And one last time, we go up, flipping the palms up toward the ceiling. And we release the hands and come back down. Okay. Next, we're going to cross the arms, one arm over the other. Doesn't matter which one's on top. So the arms are crossed in front of us. We're going to raise them up as high as we can, feeling some tension and across the back. And then we bring them back down. We'll let our breath guide us here too. Our inhale lets us bring the hands up, the arms come up and back down on the exhale. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale down. Now let's switch the position of the arms. Bottom goes on top, top goes on bottom. Once again, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Very good. Lift those shoulders up toward the ears, back and down, several times. Up, back, and down. So the shoulders are kind of moving in a circle. And then come to stillness. Now, raise the arms up high. We're going to come into a twist, and we're going to modify our twist a little bit and make a little flow out of this. I'm going to begin by taking my left hand to my right knee and twisting over toward that right knee a bit. Now, typically, I would take this hand I have up, my right hand, and I'd move it back behind, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my right fingertips and put them on my right shoulder and point my elbows straight ahead as much as I can. Now, I'm going to move my elbow in an arc. Elbow is going to draw a line that goes up in the air and then turns over to the side and comes back. And while I'm doing that, I'm twisting, looking over my shoulder, my right shoulder. Now we're in a little bit of a twist. Left hand comes to right knee, right hand to right elbow. Elbow points toward the screen, straight ahead. And we're going to make our movement. Our elbow's going to go up and then back to the side as we twist and send that elbow back as far as we can. We're going to reverse that. Elbow comes up and points forward. Elbow rises, turns. We turn to our right, feel that twist in the stomach. You may find that as we move through this several times, the twist may get a little deeper. Elbow comes up and points forward. One more time, elbow comes up and back, and we twist. And then we come back to front. Okay, arms by the sides for a second. Other side, arms go high. We're going to twist to the left, right hand to left knee. Left hand to left shoulder, elbow points forward. We're going to make that arc. Elbow goes up, back, and we twist looking over that back shoulder. Then the elbow reverses, comes up, and points forward. Elbow comes up, back, we twist. Elbow comes up to the side and points forward. 2 more. Elbow comes up, back, we twist. Elbow comes up and then points forward. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, let's move down onto our backs. Now just lie here for a few breaths. Nice, even natural breathing. And feel especially the areas of the back, the muscles along the shoulders, upper back, lower back, hips, upper legs, calves, heels. And assess those muscles for tightness and see if there's any way you can soften them. And in fact, one way you might do that is to let the muscles soften just a little bit on each exhale. Exhale and deflate the body. All right, open your eyes, hug the knees into the chest. Gently rock side to side for a moment. Come to stillness. Now we're going to move through a little flow here that is going to challenge the abs a bit, challenge the abdominals. What we're going to do is very simple. I'm going to release my knees and let my arms go out to the sides, up off the mat, palms face up, and I'm going to straighten my legs. Now you may find that if you let the legs go high, that's a lot easier on the abs than if you lower them. Pull those knees back in. Hug them in tight. Release the knees, arms go out, palms face up, legs extend. And hug those knees back into the chest. Again, we're going to release the knees, hands face the ceiling, legs extend. And then we bring those knees back in. If abdominals are an area that you want to work on, this is a great exercise because you have a lot of control over how high the legs are and how long they stay out there. And of course, the number of repetitions. We're going to do this 3 more times. Legs extend, arms go out to the sides. And hug the knees into the chest. Legs go out, arms to the sides. Next to the last one. And we hug the knees into the chest. And finally, legs go out one more time. Hands go up to the ceiling. They face that way. And then we hug the knees into the chest. Let both feet come to the mat. Send your arms out in T position or in cactus arms, whatever you have room for today. And let both knees fall off to the right. And if it's not uncomfortable, turn your head so your gaze goes off to the left. Once again, this is a great pose to intentionally relax any of the tightness that you might feel. You might feel in the place in the low back where the twist is occurring. You may feel a little stress or tension. And you might be able to relax that a bit. It's even possible that if your knees aren't both as far as they can go toward the mat, that they might actually drop down a little bit more, but that may not happen too. The upper back is another area where we might feel some tension that we could release. Bring the knees back up to center. And then let both knees drop over to the left. Gaze can go over the right hand, right fingertips, right arm. And once again, see if there are any muscles that you might soften. Let the knees come back up to center. You might bring the hands back down by the sides and roll over onto your left side. Then using your right hand, push yourself up and spin around to come over the tabletop. Tabletop, our wrists will be under our shoulders. Knees will be under hips. Tops of the feet will be flat on the mat. Feel your stomach and your low back. You don't want to let the stomach be dropping down. At the same time, you don't want the low back to be arching. You want the back to be flat. So we have a kind of a straight line from the back of the head straight down to the tailbone. Let's begin with some cat-cows. On an inhale, drop the belly, lift the head, cow pose. On an exhale, round the back, let the head drop, cat pose. Inhale the cow, belly drops, head lifts. Exhale the cat, back arches, head comes down. Close your eyes and continue to move through cow on your inhale and cat on your exhale, loosening the spine. Trying to get to that point where when we wake up in the morning and set our feet down on the floor, our backs don't object too loudly. The next time you come from cat back to neutral, stop. Extend your right leg long, keeping your toes on the mat. Now, oftentimes when we move into this pose, we push through the heels. We're going to do a little rocking motion here. I'm going to slide forward. My toes will move forward. Then I'm going to push back, stretching the calf. Rock forward. Push back, stretching the calf. Forward. Push back, stretching the calf. Forward. Back, stretch the calf. And one more time forward. When you're in this somewhat forward position without quite so much stress on the toes and the back of the leg, bend the knee. The knee should be pretty much parallel to the floor. And see if you can pull that upper leg, that foot, a bit closer to the torso. Now, if that starts to cramp the muscles in the leg, obviously back off. Stretch. And then bring that knee back down to the mat. Okay, other side. Legs stretch out long, toes on the mat. And then our rocking motion. Rock forward, back, putting a stretch in the back of the leg. Forward, back, stretching the back of the leg. And back, and finally forward. I'm going to bend my knee, bring that upper part of the leg from the hip to the knee parallel to the mat. Sole of the foot faces up toward the ceiling, and we'll pull that foot back toward the torso to stretch those leg muscles a bit. I guess I'm really stretching and contracting some of each. Back down to the mat. We're going to slide down onto our belly. So gently lower yourself down. You're going to place your forehead on the mat. And we're going to do a kind of a reverse full body stretch. And my hands out in front. Stretch my toes behind me. Hands go out straight ahead. You might put your palms together. That'll add a little stretch in your shoulders. If you find any discomfort in the low back, especially, back off the stretch. And we're going to relax everything. Relax the legs. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We'll move through several low cobras here and a little flow. We'll go with our breath. Very little weight in the hands. We're going to push the tops of the feet into the mat, letting the knees come up off the ground. And we're going to raise the head and shoulders on an inhale and lower on an exhale. Raise on an inhale, lower on an exhale. Raise on the inhale, lower on the exhale. Raise on the inhale, lower on the exhale. One more time. Raise on the inhale, lower on the exhale. Very good. I'm going to push myself back up into a tabletop type position. And then I'm going to bring my toes together, my knees will go wide, and I'll slide into child's pose by bringing my hips back to my heels and the forehead down to the mat. Arms extended. Once you get into position, see if you have any room, slide the hips a little bit closer to the heel. Come back into tabletop. Curl the toes and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So here's our first down dog practice. Let's pedal out the heels. Alternate, drop one heel to the mat, raise it, drop the other. Stretching the next toes, abs, hamstrings a bit. Come to stillness if you're pedaling your feet. Look up between your hands and step into a forward fold. You can explore this slowly for just a little bit. Feel free to bend your knees as much as you can. We're going to annually deep in the low back. Let the head hang, let the neck soft. Let the shoulders be at ease, rest. On an inhale, come up halfway so the back is flat. Hands can be on the shins or the thighs, whatever is more comfortable for you. And on your exhale, fold forward again, letting everything soften. Inhale to a flat back. Cross your arms, let each hand cradle the opposite elbow. Back will be flat, parallel to the floor. You have the option of rocking side to side. Now you'll note that one arm is on top of the other. Reverse those so the other arm's on top. And come to stillness, fold forward. On an inhale, push the feet into the mat, rise all the way up. Hands come together above the head. And then the hands come down to heart center. Stand in our mountain pose. Drop the hands to the sides. Let the palms face forward. Check to see that your feet are about hips width distance apart. And as you close your eyes and stand straight, letting the crown of the head rise up and the spine be long, give your attention to your feet, to the bottoms of the feet, and feel the pressure in those feet as you stand. And do your best to get an evenness in your standing so that the amount of weight in the right foot is about the same as in the left. And the amount of weight in the front of each foot is about the same as the back. And the amount of weight on the left side of the foot is about the same as the amount of weight on the right. Now let's go through our breathing exercise for several breaths. Take a deep breath in, filling the belly and the chest. And then a complete, slow exhale. Very slow, letting the breath out and emptying the body of air as much as you can. Continue this deep breathing, slow, complete exhale for several additional breaths. At the end of the exhale, if you can pause for a second or two, do that before you let the breath come back into the body. You can return to your normal breathing. Open the eyes, raise the hands up over the head. Now, we do something a little unusual here. My palms are together. I'm going to simply fold forward, keeping my arms pretty much in place until my back and arms are parallel to the mat. Then on my inhale, I'll rise back up. I'm going to turn 90 degrees. Doesn't matter which way. We'll make a complete circle by the time we're done. And I'm going to fold over again. Back, arms become parallel to the mat. On my inhale, I come up. I'll continue to turn 90 degrees. Folding, back, arms parallel to the floor. Inhale up. 90 degrees again. Folding, back, arms parallel to the mat. Inhale up. And not this last 90-degree turn should bring me back to my starting position. And I'm going to fold over one more time. And come back up on my inhale. Let the arms come down. to the sides. Very good. Now, we're going to do a little twisting here that will be good for the spine, but I want to demonstrate something to you. Let the hands be down by the sides, and this doesn't have to be real fast, but twist over to your left and then to your right, and continue this twisting, not too fast. And what I really want you to do here is focus on the feeling that you get as you get to the end of your twist, especially on each side in the low back. Feel that low back twist. The next time you come from the right back to center, stop. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to let the arms be out. Nice, easy twist. And then off to the other side. Twist. Off to the other side. Now, what I'm going to describe may not be applying to you today, but it's very possible that you'll have the feeling, the perception, or the reality that your twist with the arms out is a little deeper than it was with the hands down. You may feel that the body, the torso is turning further, and you may feel more stress, more of an effect on the low back. The next time you come from the right back to center, stop and let the hands come down. Now, I'm going to step up here to the top of my mat. Arms are going to go high, palms will come together, and my palms will turn away and I'll fold forward, bending my knees as much as I need. On an inhale, I'll come up to a flat back. On an exhale, I'll fold back down and plant my hands and come down to my knees. I'm going to slide my hips back a little bit, curl my toes, and then lift the hips into downward facing dog. Raise the right leg up high, three-legged dog. Now bring that right foot through, dropping to the left knee, and slowly coming up into a low lunge. I'm going to start by putting my hands on my thighs to make sure I've got my stability here. And bring my hands to heart center. Then I'm going to twist to my right toward that upright knee. Hands come back to center. Arms go up. Gaze might go up to the ceiling. Now, if this is not in your practice today, you feel free to keep the hands at the heart center or even on the thigh. Bring the hands around, interlace the fingers behind the back. And again, see if you can gaze up while pulling those hands away from the body, opening the shoulders and the chest, letting the heart rise up toward the sky. Release the hands. Bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Now, this may be a little bit difficult, so take your time with this. I'm going to put my left hand on my left hip, and I'm going to raise my left leg up with my left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat so that I come up into, or I get ready to move into, our extended side angle pose. So again, I'm down in my low lunge, my hand, my forearms on my thigh. I come up, turn that back foot down, and I'm going to take my left arm, raise it up, extended side angle. We're going to move through a little flow here. The part of the body from the waist down won't change as I move into a reverse warrior. Backhand can be on the leg or bind around the waist. Then I'm going to flow through into my extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. And reverse warrior one more time. This time I'm going to move from my extended side angle and drop both hands down and surround my front foot. Move that front foot back so I'm on my knees in a tabletop position. I'm going to shift my hips back, flip my toes, move into my down dog. Left leg goes up high. And then it comes through. I drop to the right knee, low lunge on this side, and my hands to my thigh. I'll begin by bringing my hands to heart center and twisting to the left. And back. You have the option to stay here. We're to send the arms high, gaze goes to the ceiling, shoulders pull back. Hands come down behind the back, fingers interlace. I pull those fingers away from the torso. Shoulders come back, gaze to the ceiling. Release the hands. I'm going to bring my left forearm to my left thigh, and I'm going to raise up, and my back will be to you. I'm going to raise up so that my back foot, my right foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat. Left knee is bent. I'm going to send my right arm up high into my extended side angle. And then begin to move through that flow where I rise up, bringing my left hand high, right hand back into my reverse warrior. Come back into my extended side angle. And to the best of my ability, as I move through these two poses, back into reverse warrior, the torso, the body from the waist down, doesn't change. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse warrior. And extended side angle one last time. Very good. Drop down and plant the hands. Drop the right knee down, send the left leg back. Coming back into tabletop. Curl the toes, shift the hips back and up. Down dog. Raise the right foot high. And we're going to step through and come up into a warrior two position. With the right leg forward, right knee bent. Left leg long, left foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Take a moment and bring your hands to heart center and see if you have any capacity to twist the torso a little bit to the left so the shoulders and hips are more aligned with the long edge of the mat. Extend the arms out, gaze over the front fingertips, warrior two. I'm going to move through a little flow here. I'm going to straighten my front leg and bring my arms up high, palms come together. And then I'm going to bring the palms down to heart center and push away, bending my front knee, moving back to warrior two. Front knee straightens and hands come together overhead. Hands to heart center, push away, warrior two. Hands come together overhead. Palms come to heart center. push away, warrior two. Once more, palms come together, hands come to heart center, knee bends, warrior two. Bring your hands to your hips, straighten that front leg, and let's reverse our direction now, turning the left toes toward the short edge of the mat, bending the left knee, keeping the right leg straight, right foot parallel to the short edge of the mat. Start by bringing hands to heart center and see if you can twist the torso just a little bit to the right, so the shoulders and hips are aligned with the long edge of the mat. Arms go long, gaze is over the front fingertips. And we'll begin our flow. Front leg straightens, arms go up, palms together. Heart center, push away, warrior two. Knee bends, arms extend. Arms go high, leg is straight, hands together. Heart center, push away, warrior two. Hands go up, palms together, heart center, knee is straight. Push away, bend the knee, warrior two. One more. Hands come up, palms together, hands to heart center. Push away, warrior two. Very good. Bring the hands to heart center and keep the feet wide, but let the toes be pointed straight at the long edge of the mat. So we're in a wide-legged stance here. We're going to begin by sending our arms out in front, turning the palms away, and bringing the hands together behind the torso, and beginning to fold over. Now don't lock your knees, put at least a little bend in them, although it can be a deep bend also. And fold over until you get to your edge where you can't fold anymore. When that happens, let the hands come down to the mat. I'm going to shift over to my left, letting both hands come to the left foot. And then I'm going to shift back through center, to the right, hands to the right foot. Shifting over left, back to center and right. You may feel stretching the legs as we move side to side here. And you'll note that we're not doing this especially fast. This is a nice, controlled, even movement as we move from left to right, right to left. The next time you come from your right foot back to center, stop. Take a deep inhale and a complete exhale. On your next inhale, rise all the way up as the breath is coming into your body. Hands on hips, and step forward to the front of your mat. Lengthening by the sides. Arms come up, palms come together. Palms turn away, I fold forward. Plant the hands, come down onto the knees, tabletop. Slide the hips back toward the feet, turn the feet out, and come on down to the back. Hold the knees into the chest. And we're going to go through that little flow that was good for the abdominals that we did at the beginning of our practice. I'm going to release my hands out, palms up, extend my leg. Hug the knees into the chest. Palms out, legs extend. Hug the knees into the chest. 2 more times. Palms out, legs extend. Hug the knees. Last one. Palms up, legs out. And hug the knees to the chest. Let the feet drop to the mat. Knees are bent. Send the arms out. No, this time, leave the arms right where they are at the sides. Let both knees fall off to the right and keep your gaze up toward the ceiling. Close your eyes and relax into this pose as much as you can. Let the body sink into the mat. Focus on your breathing. As you exhale, see if it's possible to loosen and soften the body a bit more on each exhale. Bring the knees back to center. And again, keeping the hands down by the sides, gaze straight up. Let both knees fall over to the left. That's not unusual when we move from one position to another for some of the muscles to begin to tighten. So once again, if you can identify anything that's got a little tightness to it, see if you can intentionally relax those muscles. And don't forget the muscles of the face. You might be able to relax the muscles around the eyes and the jaw, even muscles back near the ears. Bring the knees back up to center, feet flat on the mat. Before we move into Shavasana, our final resting pose, let's move into a happy baby. Now, if happy baby is not in your practice today, you could just hug the knees. But if happy baby is in your practice, you can send the soles of your feet up toward the ceiling, and your hands can hold onto your shins or your ankles, or the outsides of your feet, or the insides of your feet, or your big toes. And you want to try and pull your knees a little bit closer to the floor. Have the option of rocking gently side to side. That may provide a little bit more relaxation in the low back later today. If you're rocking, come to stillness. Let the feet come to the mat. Legs can go out long, arms down by the sides. Let the hands face up to the ceiling and the feet fall apart. And just relax, close the eyes. Focus on the breath. Try and make the mind clear of thoughts. That's hard to do. So if a thought floats into your mind, recognize it, observe it, and let it float back out. Returning your focus to the breath, being attentive to each inhale and exhale. And as we did several times today, letting the body soften on the exhale. As the breath leaves the body deflates a little bit. Sinks a little bit deeper into the mat. Begin to deepen your breath and bring some movement back to the body. Consider maybe gently not turning the head side to side and opening and closing the fingers and the toes. Maybe bend and flex the wrists and the feet. And when you're ready, roll over onto one side. And gently bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Let your arms be down by your sides, hands on the mat. Eyes closed. Raise the hands up overhead, palms come together. Feel how relaxed and comfortable those shoulders are this morning. And bring the hands to heart center. May the sun bring you new happiness by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain wash away your worries and the wind blow new strength into your being. May you walk gently through the world and see its beauty. Namaste.